the gentleman on Coker, as well as the gentleman nearby Taco Bell, are basically proposing the same thing. A
That is
office
correct.
center and a food truck court. Is that correct?
That is
Okay.
correct. That's why I kind of told y'all at the last, or one of the peer meetings due back, I think you need to really look at your food court regulation.
Yes, we do.
Seems to be a growing trend. But that is correct. That is part of the proposal on both of them.
Okay, thank you.
I think that's it on the planning commission. Jimmy?
I was just gonna say, what I'm reporting is 600 on the new system. We went to a new system. So there's probably 200 or 300 runs in that one added to that figure. You made me think about it, Mike.
I will add, there's been a lot of construction. I'm gonna estimate that in the next 3 years, it'll probably be 300 to 400 new homes when the two subdivisions. But Cypress Crossing will have a final plat approved. My understanding, they're gonna start construction on, they're hoping mid-September, first October. Police Department, James Bradley, Incorporated.
Not a whole lot to report other than it's hot, just to let you know. Bargains galore went pretty good. We didn't have any more wrecks than we did any other weekend, and I think the first few days of school have been pretty good. A few pickups, traffic, but not too bad, so that's what we've been doing. So,
And I've had a few calls on the traffic situation at some of the schools, and I mean, it's nothing that we,
nothing, a couple of weeks won't work out.
well, I think so. I mean,
It gets better after the
yeah,
first couple of
we-
weeks, when people quit taking their kids to school.
we've had the highway department out, and I've had the surveys, and there's a thumb drive report if anybody wants to access it. I have to tell people, a lot of people don't know, we don't put in stoplights. The state of Arkansas put those in on state and US highways, and they control where they go, they control the money, they control the timing, and we get to pay the maintenance bills.
And we don't have any flood.
No, no block.
I get it out there.
Oh, I know, I did too, yeah, no, there are no block cameras. I had one gentleman that took a picture of the stoplight up here and said, well, what's this? And I said, it's a sensor. It's not spying on you, but, well, we do not have any of them. But we'll, I think Brad's right, things will work out on the school traffic. And common sense will hopefully prevail.
I haven't had a lot of input on the school traffic, but one thing that I've got a few phone calls on are the roads in the school, like the pickup and drop off lines. We don't have any control over that.
No, and I'm not trying to I'll just put it out there, Brad was in a meeting with me, I guess it was 3 months ago, and the highway department brought that up. They'd hired a engineering consultant firm, and they had some ideas for the school, and I think the school will look at it. I kind of got that opinion from the meeting they had with them. But yes, they're gonna have to do some staging, they're gonna have to go in there and have some areas where people can pull off.
Is it Tucker Lane there? I don't remember the name of it. I might have the name wrong. The one right after the high school, like the road.
Tucker.
So that's a state road as well?
No, that's a private.
Oh, that's a private road.
Yeah, it's a private road
It's owned by
owned by the school.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I get that asked out a lot, we don't have anything
I've
to
been asked that
do.
every time. I thought that.
Yeah. All right, Brad, did I run my mouth? All right, sewer department,
Nothing much to report, not much. Well, we had, I can't remember the name of the equipment that got blown up in the storm.
that was a VFD, very
Yeah.
frequency drive.
Yeah, and that's a pretty important piece of equipment. And we had the guy come out and it's on order as I understand,
Correct.
but it's on expedited order, so we don't have
Okay.
a problem.
Pesky lightning bolts. They seem to do well around here.
And we've also got this resolution we're looking
Yeah.
at, but,
Yeah.
I'll wait and discuss that if anybody wants to when we get to it.
They have really been doing a good job. The boys have been working hard, and they're thinking ahead and doing a lot of things. They've got a lot on them. We've added a lot of homes, and, they're workers. Street department, it has been so dry, and I want to restate, it's really not our responsibility. When you buy a piece of property, you buy it in the middle of a creek. But we've been able to go in there as dry as it's been, we've been able to get some of them cleaned out. And, I was kind of upbeat, because I've had some of them from Quail Hall area that said, yeah, we're gonna take care of it now that you got it knocked back. And, but it's not ours. We do it as a courtesy because we can, because of flood management. And, but the dry weather has allowed us to get in some of those areas. And Matt and his boys have really been doing a good job. They've done some hand-to-hand combat with chainsaws.
And I have heard several people on social media thanking the city.
I did, that was pleasant. So, but you know, I think to get that out there in public purview, when you buy a piece of property, it goes to the center of a creek. And it's a real, we have to use, and I know Jane went through this, you have to make sure that it's for flood control. Auditors will ask. And they've doing a lot of mowing. Of course, that's kind of died down now with the weather we've had. But they've been getting a lot done. Park and rec.
Adult softball's finishing up this week. They got their tournament on Thursday. Besides that, we've just been really working on field 3 and field 4 baseball. I just kind of got cleanups done in forward baseball. Not done, but piled up. About 75% of the cleanup done. But a quick note I want to make. We, in spring, 225 baseball, 175 softball, 60 blast ball then, but it's now T-ball. 215 adult softball players, 250 kids signed up in fall ball, and a last note, we took over soccer because the Vilonia Soccer Club could no longer uphold anything. They had a couple board members left. They started off at 6, ended up at 4, then it went down to 2. And so we just stepped in because the city's gonna have to provide that service no matter what. But we have 100 kids signed up in soccer right now. So, overall, it's 1,000 kids this year.
I want to brag on Chase and his team. Chase has stepped up, and we're going to look at doing some work here in the next month or two, hopefully on field 4. You know, we made a promise when we had that heated meeting that we would do that. He stepped up and done that. Field 4 baseball will be the last major upgrades.
That'll be the last one, and then all 8 will have the right material in it, and it's just a straight maintenance thing.
And I got a text today, and I'm gonna read it out loud. It's kind of ironic. I got it. I'm gonna shock you. It says Chase needs to be fired now. Just wanted to pass along 2 of our clients for complimenting how good a job Vilonia has been doing with their ball fields and parks this year.
Thank you.
I got that. So, and I've had a lot of good compliments, and you're a hard worker. And sometimes if you'll come by here during the day when he's been over dragging those fields lately, he looks like he's been working for a dirt contract. So, I don't know how bad your laundry bill is, but
It's there.
but thank you.
Hey, no, thank y'all.
Any questions? Public comment, I see none. Announcements, and I'm always making sure people, you'll learn you're always shuffling papers. I don't know of any. Things have been going pretty good. There's a lot of growth and a lot of work. VCDC, I don't see anybody here tonight. I do know they had their teacher fair, and I heard it was very well attended, and a lot of the teachers were talking. And I know they've been busy with that. Chamber comments.
I'll let you make mentioned, we enjoyed meeting the teachers and employees of the Vilonia School District this year, and we enjoyed providing them with the service. We have 2 new members this month, Board and Brush. They are art studios that they come to they don't have a brick and mortar building, but they come to various places, and they've been to the city, several places, giving classes, and people enjoy those. And Landon Notary Service, that's a mobile notary service that we provide. So we have 2 new members, and that's all we have.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm gonna digress a little bit. I get accused of shuffling papers sometimes, but I was going to read to you the fund balances, kind of leading in to the banks and everything we're getting. The general fund, as of August 13th, $299,395.27. The street fund, $423,088.77. Fire department fund, $134,295.18. The Act 833 fund, which is a special insurance premium turnback fund for the fire department, $22,270.63. Park and general fund was $26,035, and I think we adjusted that more simply.
Yes,
But, you know, I will tell you on the street, that sounds like a lot, that's not a lot. You always want to try to keep a reserve for anything that might come up, as a natural disaster. And we also have to, the sidewalk projects probably come to fruition at the end of my time and the start of Stevens. And, you need to keep the balance in there. Your general fund's okay. The one thing that I have noticed the last 4 or 5 months is starting to concern me is just what it's costing to get things shipped in, the cost of goods. Y'all that are coming back and everything, you'll need to keep an eye on things. It sounds like a lot, but it don't take long to spend $100,000 and not get anywhere doing it. So I'm proud of what this city's been able to do with what we've had. We've leveraged a lot of resources and grants. All right, any questions on the fund balances? I apologize for those being a little late. I want those continuing under the bus, they're not that many. All right, new business to come before the council is resolution 2026 PDR-003.
Resolutions 2026.
You need mine?
Yeah. Wait a minute, this is one. Okay. Now, is this one I read?
Does it say PDR?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing? Okay. 2026-PDR-003. A resolution designating and authorizing the mayor and the city clerk of Vilonia wastewater system to execute certain documents in connection with funding administered by the Arkansas Natural Resources Commission. Whereas the city of Vilonia, Arkansas owns and operates a wastewater system, in order to provide wastewater service to meet the needs of the city and its inhabitants. And whereas the city council has determined that it is in the best interest of the city and its inhabitants to apply for assistance for the Arkansas Natural Resources Commission, the ANRC, in order to make certain improvements to the system. Now therefore, be it resolved by the City Council of Vilonia, Arkansas, Section 1, that the mayor of the city as a signatory agent or the successor of said agent is hereby authorized and directed to make application for assistance administered by the ANRC and to execute when approved by the City Council a bond purchase agreement and instruments issued or made pursuant thereto on behalf of the city from time to time. Section 2, that the city clerk of the system as a signatory agent or the successor of said agent is hereby authorized to execute for and on behalf of the city all other documents and certificates required.
All right, you've heard a reading, and I will real quick and then let Mr. Joe. This is funding that we could apply for from ANRC. There's a pretty good size pot out there. I would call it similar to a grant. And would allow us to do some futuristic upgrades mainly a holding pond and everything. I'm not gonna steal your thunder, so.
So that's fine.
Dig in.
Wherever you leave.
Uh,
I don't know if y'all remember some months ago, we reported to you that we had an opportunity to buy 36 acres of land adjacent to the current sewer plant, and we purchased that 36 acres with the idea that in the future, rather than build a $15 to $25 million plant, we could put ponds out on that 36 acres to hold water and somewhat treat it, and then pump that as we needed it into the plant, and then the plant could take care of it. That was the idea. And that's what we did, which has turned out to be a good decision, actually. This grant that he's talking, well, it is going, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and build one of the ponds for that 36 acres. As I understand that the new pond is going to be approximately 5 acres of that land. We are applying for $1 million grant. There is a 30% match to that $1 million, so we have to come up with the $300,000 match. We are not, let me say this repeat, we are not having a rate increase. Okay, everybody hear that? No rate increase. That $300,000, that money is coming from our expansion account. And there's also some money left from the previous bond that we had for the expansion that we did. So that's where the $300,000 comes from. So, no rate increase.
And I think what has happened here, a lot of these cities across Arkansas chase shiny things instead of chasing the infrastructure. And there's a lot of money that was pumped out into the wastewater world in the last session. I forget 40 or 50 million, I think, off the top of my head. And I think this is a golden opportunity for us to get this. And we're not in any danger of anything right now. This is forward-thinking expansion.
No.
And I want to brag on the sewer committee and Brandon and his team. They have been extremely forward thinkers. And they're always thinking ahead. And they're the reason we've had to grow. And that we can handle the growth. And, infrastructure is not flashy. I had 2 or 3 people the last few weeks get at, well, I don't see that you're ready for all this. Well, you don't see sewer lines. You don't go visit the sewer plant. And the sewer plant's a fascinating piece of equipment down here, the way they run it. It's the technology and everything dealing with human waste is pretty fascinating. But Brandon and the sewer committee and his team have done an excellent job. We're in a lot better shape than a lot of these towns. I could tell you stories all night.
I believe that.
But,
Any questions for me?
Yeah, couple questions. Just so the $300,000, that's liquid, just not gonna cause any,
No.
I mean.
We have an expansion account that we have to put in. Every time a house is built, there's a consumption fee charged for that house.
Gotcha.
And 70% of that money, which is currently $2,300 per house, 70% of that goes into the expansion account.
Okay.
And that, the purpose of that is you can't spend it on maintenance, but also the expansion of the system.
So I heard y'all throw the word, so first of all, yes, we definitely need some infrastructure upgrades and things. I think some of that, we've talked about this. But I heard y'all throw the word grant around a few times, and I see here it talks about bond purchase agreement. So I just, for clarity, are we getting this, do we have to pay this back?
No.
Is this something
No.
So we're, and I understand that you have the legal right, this gives you the legal right to enter an agreement for a bond. And I may not understand what I'm talking about.
Well, what you've got going on with A&RC used to be soil and water. When the legislature authorized them, they go out and sell bonds.
Yeah.
And then fund the grant account with
Okay.
that. That'll be through A&RC. They also do that on water.
They're selling the bonds and then getting.
Yes.
Well, yeah, great.
Now, they they have really pushed a lot of money out in the wastewater, excuse me, in water. Cause I'll just be blunt, a lot of these towns just sit and, they don't have it, now they're in trouble. And
Just like what we run into with some of the water companies, some of these towns.
absolutely, and, you know, it's, they pumped it out there, and, it's out there, I think it's a good deal if we can get $1 million and get $1 million.
And to reiterate what the mayor said, we're in no danger of capacity on our current system, okay? If I remember, we're hitting it about half.
Correct.
If I remember that correctly, about half of what it is. But as he said, looking to the future, we've got 200 houses going in across from me, we got that other 100 or whatever it is over here.
It's coming.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
next 5 to 10 years, this town will probably add another 1,000 houses,
probably, yeah.
you know?
And we do need to think about that.
You gotta think.
We're not thinking ahead. I know some of these communities, I could name a couple, that they didn't plan their infrastructure. You can't get, you know, there's one place I hate to go all the time. I hate to drive over there because it's a disaster.
Water,
And it's
sewer,
because, and roads, those are very
water,
important.
sewer, roads,
Yeah.
and, yeah.
So,
Do we know what the balance is on that account, that expansion account?
Would you want,
Do we know what the balance is?
I do not know the answer to that.
But this 300,000 is not gonna cause that to be depleted
Oh,
in
no.
case something comes up later?
No.
Okay.
And there shouldn't be anything, I'm gonna reiterate y'all, Brandon has done a phenomenal job of upgrading the aging system. The rehab that y'all undertook 5 or 6 years ago, he's got it in good shape.
Good.
You shouldn't have anything walk up and bite you. All right, any other questions?
Make a motion to pass resolution 2026 PDR 003.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, pass 2026 PDR-003. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, it will stand approved. All right. Any further questions? I'll entertain a motion.
I move we adjourn.
Let's go home and grab a beer.